Out of room for dick riders soon. Ain't no more room left. So if you plan the dick ride, a little late.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fight, fight, fight. Yo, we going all the way this year, man. We going all the way this year. Philadelphia Eagles. Grand Rising, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Philadelphia Eagles Game Day Special. I'm Poppy Montega.
It's your boy Big Roll. What up?
Angry OG.
And we are here to get it on for week 2. Can we get that first picture real quick? Week 2. Yes. We got the Minnesota Vikings coming up. Thank you, sir. I thought he said bye, Eagles, bye. Oh, okay, Q. Starting off, huh? What team do you represent, Q? Y'all just better be undefeated. Better not be them Cowgirls. What's up, fellas? How was y'all week, man?
Yeah, Cowboy fans got to go in hiding.
Yeah, hey,
They got to go in hiding early.
the only team to not score a touchdown.
In week 1. With a $40 million quarterback.
Who's out for 6 to 8 weeks?
6 to 8.
How was y'all week, fellas?
Was all good.
I count my blessings, man, and keep it simple. But yo, Pop, I gotta ask you something real quick.
What's up?
This your second week in a row, man, with your referee outfit on. When you gonna get some flags? When you get some flags, cuz.
Look who you talking to, man.
Look at this nigga got
Look
flags.
who you talking to, man. Come on, man.
He trying to play you short, Pop. He trying to play you short.
Yo, you bad motherfucker. Yo.
Come on, man. You know you dealing with.
Let somebody say some shit on the show.
Pop,
You like, nigga.
Q talking about she not a sports fan, not a sports guy, but she talking shit though.
That means she be around Cowboys fans and she's just doing what she see others do. That's why I didn't even acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? She's just doing what she see others do. I thought he said bye, Eagles, bye.
Yeah.
I clearly was flapping my long ass arms, looking like wings. Fly, Eagles, fly. You know, so Q, find the team. Matter of fact, tune into the Football for Dummies segment, and you might learn something.
You can learn a lot from a dummy.
I'm glad you can take the joke. She laughing right with us. That's what's up. So yeah, Big Roll. This morning I was like, well, I ain't even gonna talk about this morning yet. Over the week, somebody was like, yo, that referee shirt. I think you should, yeah, I mean, you should rock that out. That was a good fit for the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? And then this morning, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't find my whistle. And I seen a yellow rag. I went and got me a hair tie and a small tennis ball from the dogs. So if any penalties happen today, we throwing flags.
We gonna kill this shit. Hell yeah.
Hey, big exclusive. Can I get that first picture up for last week's games, please? Let's go through some of these scores. Well, we all know what happened Thursday. That was before the show. Buffalo Bills destroyed the LA Rams 31-10. The 49ers lost to the Chicago Bears 19-10. The Dolphins.
That was a disgrace.
It was. The Dolphins defeated the New England Patriots the Patriot way 20-7.
It's over with for the Patriots.
Texas and Colts tied. Was you guys expecting to see a tie this soon?
The Colts ain't shit.
They just can't get right.
I'm not shocked at the tie.
Yeah.
How often does that happen? Week 1? And we was just talking about overtime rules last week too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ravens defeat the Jets 24-9. Vikings defeat the Packers 23-7. The Chargers defeat the Raiders 24-19. Our game, the Eagles defeat the Lions by the skin of their teeth 38-35. Steelers beat the Bengals 23-20. Browns defeat the Panthers in an upset, I say, 26-24. The Saints hold on to beat the Falcons 27-26. The Washington Commanders, led by Carson Wentz, head of command, defeat the Jaguars 28-22. We're gonna skip that game for last. The Chiefs beat the Cardinals 44-21, and the East Rutherford the New York Giants.
I don't even know how they won.
Beat the Titans 21-20. Hey, I'm gonna put it to you like this: it was that quarterback.
No, it was the Titans.
It was that quarterback. Can I get the next part of the scores up there, please? Buccaneers slaughter the Dallas Cowboys 19-3. And the Seattle Seahawks, which was very interesting, beat the Broncos 17-16. How about Geno Smith? We can take that down. How about Geno Smith, man?
How about that Seattle defense? Broncos was on the 5 on the 1 yard line twice and fumbled. So how about that defense? And that 12 man, that shit is real, man. They get a rocket over there. They get a rocket over there, man. It's very intimidating.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, so
you gotta incorporate the 12th man. Can I get the AFC division leaders up there, please? Here are the leaders after week 1 in the AFC. I'm not going to read through all of them. Just find your team. The South not looking too good, is it?
Yeah, they ain't.
Yeah, they ain't shit.
Can we get the NFC division leaders up, please? Ooh, look at us sitting up top there.
More importantly, look at the Cowboys.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Hey, speaking of which, Poppy, talk about the key injuries this week, man.
Say that again.
Talk about those key injuries around the league this week, man. A couple people went down.
It's a lot of injuries. I haven't caught up on Herbert yet.
Injuries is a lot. He got a torn, a fractured rib cartilage. He day-to-day. He all right.
Okay, because it looked like the rib was fractured to me. At
thought
first, I thought
it
was broke, but the fact that he came back and stayed out there, I was like, well, maybe it's fractured.
And then he came out, they hit his ass again. They hit his ass again.
OG, your camera.
What?
Big Exclusive said your camera angle is a little jacked up, out of pocket.
Man, tell him to come over here and fix it then.
Oh, I just caught on.
Yo. Oh, shit.
So we're about to go into talking about our game from last week. A W's a W. It wasn't pretty, but a W's a W. Can we get the first?
I don't like the DC, man.
You don't like the DC?
I don't like it, man.
Well, we're gonna get into that. Can we get the first picture up there, please? 38-35. Can any of my guys on the panel name that player?
That's the linebacker, Kazir White.
Is he correct?
That's definitely a linebacker.
Is that Kazir White?
No, there's the boy from Georgia.
No, that's not Dean.
That's Kazir White.
Yes, sir. Grand Rising, Brandy, welcome to the show.
Morning, Brandy.
You can take that down for me, Big Exclusive. What did you guys think of last week?
I don't like the way Boy called the defense, man.
You was right too, by the way, OJ.
And I said that. I don't like how the way he called the defense. Like that passive shit, bend but don't break. Like you in football, you gotta attack the line of scrimmage. You gotta attack. he don't attack at all, man. Then when he did attack, and it made a difference, and then he stopped.
Right.
Then he stopped. So you playing catch now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see any
sometimes
positives?
you got to pitch, man. You got to pitch sometimes.
Did you see any positives on the defense?
No. when they
notice
got
any
aggressive, I
positives?
did. When they got aggressive, I saw it. But when they playing passive, you can't play football being passive, man.
So
they couldn't stop the run.
We still got the W, and you didn't see any positives?
But you got the W, but you gave up 35
we
points
got
to the Detroit
holes
Lions.
that need to be fixed. We got holes that need to be fixed. I saw no pressure from the D-line consistently, which puts more pressure on the D-backs and the safety.
Fletcher Cox is a fucking
hole.
holdie.
Detroit walked up down on the field.
Now I'm not disagreeing with y'all.
Holdie.
I'm not disagreeing with y'all, but I'm asking y'all, did y'all see any positives on the defense?
Not defensively.
Can I say some positives that I feel as though I see?
Yeah, of course.
And this is giving credit to what you said about this defensive coordinator, because he had that young boy not in the game too much. He was in there probably about a quarter of the whole time of the defensive
he had 22 plays.
And that's not much, especially for somebody that's dominant like him. But what I will say is the D-line was almost there.
Almost on the count of horseshoes, Pop.
I get it. But this is going to play into what you said about the coordinator. I'm talking about the good things that we see. So if the coordinator is not putting them in position and they're still damn near getting home, I'm very, very excited about seeing this week from the D-line. Also, the secondary looks pretty solid. And we got to take into consideration, two of those guys are new to the team. One of them ain't even been here a month. So I'm excited to see how that comes together over the next few weeks. I agree with you guys on the defensive coordinator, not all the way to the fact of he has to go. I'm always for giving people chances to redeem themselves. You dig what I'm saying? Go. But if he doesn't adjust this week, then I may be agreeing with you guys a little more next week.
He is who he is. He gonna call the plays according to who he is as a coordinator, and he don't have that aggressive shit in him.
Well, you know,
Pop, you said name a positive, right?
Yeah.
I give you a positive. We got some playmakers on the defense. The coordinators, like you said, not putting them in the right position.
Right.
I'm not about to give this boy too much rope as far as fixing that. This is a pass-happy league. We ain't got time to sit there and be getting behind 14-21 by the half.
True indeed.
So
true indeed. I definitely
fix this
agree with
shit
you there. Now, I was watching a little film, and I watched some of the interviews of the players and stuff like that. The player that I think we need to look out for this week is on defense. While we're talking about defense, that's why I'm bringing it up. Look out for Hassan Reddick.
They got to turn him loose, though.
Look out for Hassan Reddick to really make some plays this week, because he had a pretty solid game last week. But when you listen to his interview, his biggest issue was the fact that he doesn't feel as though he made a play that impacted the game. We still won.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, this is what I take into consideration when I'm picking games, too.
Well, I know who didn't make no plays at all.
Say that again?
I know who didn't make no plays at all. This motherfucker do one more army crawl, I'm done. You did an army crawl off a sack you only got because the quarterback dropped the fucking ball.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you go on your man. Go ahead.
And then you go army crawl. He a $14 million fucking hole in the line, man.
He talking about Fletcher Cox for those of y'all that don't know. Go ahead. Bust your gun.
You locked your way into a sack because the quarterback dropped the fucking ball. And you and Brandon Graham met at the quarterback, got a half a sack apiece, and you crawling on the ground to this army crawl shit, like, and you ain't even did nothing the rest of the game. Before then or after then. Motherfuckers is running right down our throat, man.
Get him, OG.
Now you know what? I feel like the defensive coordinator can help Fletcher Cox look a lot better by being more
by putting him
aggressive.
on the bench.
No, by being more aggressive, like y'all said.
Man, he could make him look better by putting him on the fucking bench.
If we more aggressive on defense and we become a little more blitz happy, it'll open up a lot more for our defensive line. We have some behemoths.
And he wasn't even getting one. He wasn't even getting double team.
He wasn't.
He was one-on-one and couldn't beat his man.
Hey, man, you know how it is when people start eating, man? You know how it is when you start eating? You start
he's done. It's over with for him.
No,
fat ass on the sideline.
I think Fletch got some more left in the tank. Can I get the next picture up there, big exclusive? We're going to go over some stats. How about this, fellas? 4 rushing TDs. What y'all think about that?
Yeah, all the running backs that played scored.
All of them. You can take that down, big exclusive. 4 rushing TDs. Now, let's talk a little bit about offense. What y'all think about the offense?
After that first series, they got it together because they was blitzing the ball like crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that motherfucker was running for his life.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad you was able to see that.
And the crazy part about it is they talking about, you got some people, it's the people that really just don't like him. They just be looking for anything to say. He got to stand in there, so he can get his fucking head taken off. You got jailbreaks coming, so he gonna stand there. Well, he running, he gonna get hurt. But how did Justin Herbert get hurt? How did Dak Prescott get hurt? They was in the fucking pocket, right?
Barrel of the gun.
They
trying to be a pocket passer.
Mm-hmm.
So if he stay in the pocket, he gonna get killed. They wouldn't have won that fucking game if he stayed in the pocket.
What's up, Big? How you doing? Bianca just joined, fellas.
BB, what up, BB?
Now
they talked about he one read and go. Man, I don't want to hear that shit. When they coming, it's time to go. Especially when there's a jailbreak.
What about you, Big Roll?
Definitely what OG was talking about. That's what I was talking about as far as adjusting with the defensive coordinator.
No, we talking about offense.
Had one of the best.
We talking about
I
offense.
know, but I thought as far as the Detroit defensive coordinator, it's already proven we got one of the best lines in football right now.
Mm-hmm.
But they was on Hurts' ass a lot, which means that the defensive coordinator came in there with a plan. Like, look, I'm gonna chase that ball. I'm gonna get him off his cue, and I'm gonna rat him.
But guess what you do when they blitz like that, though?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You don't pass the fucking ball all the time. You run that shit right past the blitz.
That is very fucking true. Very true.
To what you guys just pointed out, do you know that we don't hit in practice during training camp and stuff?
And that's why they miss so many tackles.
So our O-line, I believe, was a little sluggish. And like OG just said, that's why we was missing so many tackles. This is their first time really getting physical outside of preseason. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And we still won.
Talking about throw your flag.
I was about to. You see me?
Throw your flag, nigga.
I gotta put it back in the pocket.
I saw that shit.
Now, as far as Hurts go, when we look at his stats since he's been in the league, he's more accurate on the run. I feel like when he was running, he just put the ball down and ran.
Right.
Now, I was reading in some of the groups, they were saying, he keep throwing to his guy, and his guy is the first read. For those of y'all that don't know football, the first read is not the same person every play.
Yeah.
The first read is not the same person every play. Now, do I think he was passing it to him because he was buddy? Not really.
Mm-hmm. He was open, though.
He was open, and
he was open.
He's new to the city. You got to get him going. You know what I'm saying? Now, you see what he did. Can we get we didn't get to it yet. He put up 155 receiving yards.
That's a record.
That's a record for a debut here in Philadelphia.
Mm.
What do you think the Minnesota Vikings are going to do defensively?
They're going to double him.
They're going to focus on him, right?
Yep.
They're going to double him. Then the middle of the field going to be open for Goddard and whoever else.
What does that open up for the rest of our speed demons on offense?
One-on-ones.
So the only negative I really could take away, because me being fair, The only negative I really could take away from the offense was Jalen Hurts didn't throw a touchdown. And I want my quarterback to throw more touchdowns than he runs for. You dig what I'm saying? I understand the way the game went and all that, but I want my quarterback to complete some touchdown passes a little more often than he's running the ball across the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. I don't know about you guys. That's just me. Play of the game. Can we get that next picture up? The ex-New York Giant, James Bradbury, 27-yard interception return for a touchdown off a Kaiser White tip. Take that down for me, big exclusive. How y'all feel about Bradbury on the other side of Slay?
Man, I got to watch. He got to play a little bit more, man. Against he going to have to play this week because Minnesota's passing the ball. Detroit wasn't really passing the ball,
and they 1 and 2. They're 1 and 2 can change the game.
I don't. Adam Thielen is like a possession receiver. I don't worry about him.
But he can still change the game.
No, I don't think so. He can't make the big plays like that.
Reminds me of who we was talking about last week, Jervicius. He'll be quiet, but once he get loose,
Mm-hmm.
Big exclusive says, see, he be minding his business. And here come the nut-ish. We ain't say nothing nutty. We got him from the Giants. I addressed him by the New York Giants. He's a great player, but he had to get out of there because he wants to win. Now I can throw shots. He wants to win. That's why he had to get out of there.
If you sit in shit for too long, you're going to start smelling like shit.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to get out of there.
That D-line got to get after him, man.
After who?
After the quarterback from Minnesota. Who that, Keenum over there?
Oh.
No,
we're not talking about next week yet, though.
Kirk Cousins will give you the ball when it's time.
Hold up. That's
he'll fuck up when it's time to fuck up, man.
We still talking about the Lions.
And throw no flag on me, man. My bad.
We still talking about the Lions.
Throw the flag on him, Pop.
Throw your flag on your ass. Motherfucker, get the fuck out of here.
Flag on big roll. False start. 5-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
False fucking start, nigga. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Is our guest is backstage? We want to make sure he ready by 10:30. I'm just checking. Also, can we? All right, he's not backstage yet. That's cool. He has the link and everything. I'm gonna message him. Meanwhile, can you put the next picture up there, please? Let's talk about this guy. Let's talk about this guy. What y'all think about him?
He's a monster.
Can we get the next picture up there? Number 2 in the league after week 1, and number 1 in the league is coming to Philadelphia this week. You can take that down. What y'all think?
Them D-backs don't want to get in front of him in the open field, man.
He a strong man, ain't he?
Yeah, they don't want to get in front. He run like a running back when he get the ball.
Yeah. Now, and it's crazy that you said that because they've been putting his stats together. And can we get the next picture up? This is who he's compared to. Look at those stats.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a company right there to keep.
Say that again.
That's some awesome company to be keeping, man, right there.
Can you take that picture down? Now, you notice they're not really talking about that, right? Have y'all been seeing that on the sports shows or anything? Them comparing him to Calvin Johnson?
No, they're not going to do that because in Philly, they're not going to do that.
Now, what was Calvin Johnson's nickname?
Megatron.
With that being said, right here on the Philadelphia Eagles Game Day special, I present to you. Can we get the next picture up? Voltron. That's right. Poppy Montega named him that. Voltron plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. If Calvin Johnson was Megatron, then that means AJ Brown is Voltron. Can I take
And the
that?
nigga playing with, and he playing without no pads. You see his little ass thigh pads?
That's all leg.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
ain't got no thigh pads hardly and shit. No
No
knee
putt,
pads.
yo.
That's a big man.
Hey,
And he a
Pop,
wide
can I tell you
receiver.
something real
At
quick?
receiver.
Hold up. Flag on myself. Pause. I said
Yeah.
that's a big man. But
Hey,
But see, our
Pop,
minds don't go that way, so it ain't no flag.
the
Like,
viewers, some people
I ain't gonna
still play
lie, Pop.
football. Anybody that plays sports is major pause. Anything, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
He hit the hole
well,
hard.
I
He was
don't,
right up his
I
rear.
don't do the pause shit. Like,
But go ahead,
Pop,
what
I
you
didn't
about to
think you
say?
was going that route, man. I thought you was going to say you would call the boy Optimus Prime. What you know about Voltron, man? You a young boy.
I mean, I was raised in the older.
he a young old head though. Pop a young
Yeah.
old head.
He a young old head.
Yeah,
He young OG.
yeah.
He young OG.
I was raised in, I was born into an older family and stuff like that. Voltron had to be formed by 5 lions. Megatron was his own character. Don't make sense. Don't put mustard on Voltron jacket like that.
It's spoken like a true Giants fan.
You did.
Spoken like a true Giants fan.
A midget that think he's a giant.
That was just pure hate that he just spewed and shit.
Pure unadulterated hate.
But see, what he failed to realize, this how you stuck your foot down your throat, because it takes a collective to win. You dig what I'm saying? And he is nothing without his teammates. So that's what creates Voltron. Come
So
on,
you go
man.
ahead with your $50 dictionary and have a nice day, big exclusive.
How about that? He said, I call bull-ish. Is my man backstage yet?
Oh, shit.
So let me tell y'all a little bit about our guest that we got coming up. I just messaged him and he's seen it, so he should be back there anytime soon. Meantime, between time, we'll just carry it on.
Mm-hmm.
I met this man when I was playing in the Arena Development League back in 2012. Our home games was played at the Wells Fargo Center before the Philadelphia Souls would play. And this man was attending, I can't remember the name of the school, but it was in Jersey. He'll be able to say it. He was attending that school. I don't even know if he was attending. It may have been a teacher there. I just know he was associated with this school of broadcasting. And the first thing I said to this man, it was about week 3 or 4 of the season. And they've been doing our shows every week, right? And they would highlight players and the teams that won. I was on an undefeated team, and I had scored a couple touchdowns. And I had yet to see a highlight of me or hear my name called. So I walk up to them and I say, how come my name hasn't been called? Like, is this a favoritism thing? And ever since then, of course, I performed. I ain't go out there and drop an egg. I went out there and performed. And ever since then, me and Mr. Houser have been very, very good with each other. Since then, Mr. Houser has gone on to be a color analyst and more for Fox, ESPN, and CBS. He is called on, that I know of, baseball and football. I'm not sure about hockey. Oh, thank you, Miss Brandy. Miss Brandy just said Poppy killed the Pray for Philly challenge. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. So I guess we can talk about that a little bit until Mr. Houser come backstage. It's a artist called Arson 215, and he started this Pray for Philly challenge, with all the gun violence and stuff that's going on. And it started catching fire, like getting interviewed by people on the news, a lot of people submitting and stuff like that. So I found out about it the night I recorded it because I figured it was over yesterday because that's when the peace rally was. So I had to, come up with something quick and lay it down and tag it. And I posted it up. I'm glad Brandy got a chance to check it out.
Nice.
All right, I got the big exclusive. I typically don't, mix my different categories, but I appreciate that, Brandy. Back to what I was saying though, Mr. Houser has become a color analyst, amongst other things. He'll be able to tell you more for Fox, ESPN, CBS. You may recognize him. You may recognize at least the voice. Without further ado, let's bring on Mr. Erik Houser.
Poppy Montega.
What's up, Mr. Houser? How you doing?
What's up? Good. How are you? Big roll. I hear there's an angry OG in the house somewhere.
What's going on, man?
What's up?
Welcome to the Philadelphia Eagles Game Day special.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate you taking out the time to join us today. And we want to talk some football with you.
Sounds good, man.
But before we talk some football, let the people know a little bit about yourself, your background, what you do.
All right. So my background is I started working with Fox about 15 seasons ago for Fox NFL. I was first I was just with the Buck and Aikman crew, their top crew. And at that time, Troy Aikman was big into quarterback under pressure stats. So they hired me to take care of that. And so I've been keeping track of like quarterback under pressure and defensive blitzes, blitz packages, and how successful they were during each game. So I did that for a lot of years. My goal was always to be a play-by-play guy. Then I branched out to where all the other crews for Fox, if they were in the area, they asked the A crew who I was, and they would hire me when they came around the Northeast. And then I started doing stuff out on my own. I know you from the IGL when I started covering the Indoor Gridiron League, and you were a player back then. And I guess you've hung it up for now. Got I don't know, but I know you're thinking about maybe putting the pads back on.
Hey man, that itch. But you know how Father Time be like,
Father Time is undefeated, Pop.
You got to put that synthetic blend in the joints, man. Don't go with the old oil, not the old school oil. You got to put that synthetic blend in there.
Father Time is undefeated, Pop. Take yourself out before the game take you out, man.
My game been built around speed, so I figure as long as I can still move fast, you know what I mean? And then Tom Brady don't help, man. And T.O. don't help.
I used to look at those legs. And be like, oh, man, I hope he doesn't take a big hit. But hey, I said the same thing about D-Jack, too. So
now, D-Jack owed me a race from when he was here in Philly.
Oh, boy, you don't want none of that. I don't know if you want any of that.
Hey, man, I want all the smoke. You got to prove it to me. But back to the Eagles, how do you feel so far about what you saw throughout camp, all the moves during the offseason? We really don't have much to go off of for the season, but, after game one, like thus far going into week 2, how do you feel about what we got going on?
As far as the offseason goes, I think Howie did a great job. I mean, I've always liked Howie, like as a person. He's always been cool to talk to with me. But I was one of his biggest critics when it came to some of his drafting abilities, especially in the early rounds. But I think he had a great offseason. I think he brought some good additions in. I mean, how could you not be excited when, A.J. Brown is coming here? And, I think they have a deep roster, which is great. I know Barnett just went out with a torn ACL. He's been underwhelming to me so far. But I mean, as far as depth wise, you need him because he still has a motor and he'll still help you depth wise. So it's unfortunate he's out. I'm guessing Teron Jackson's going to, see some more action in his place. But yeah, like as far as what they've done in the offseason and how they built this offense around Jalen Hurts, gave him the weapons. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with what they did on defensive side. I mean, the fact that they got Bradbury, I thought was big. I loved watching him when he was with the Giants. So you got to love bringing somebody from a rival on your team and just watch him go,
For sure. Y'all got anything for us, fellas?
What's the most challenging thing about being an analyst?
Well, it's really the most challenging. I just love the game. I love football. So it's not too bad. The most challenging thing for me is I try to keep track of the whole NFL. I don't just zero in on any certain team. So there's just so many names out there and so much to keep track of. That's the challenging thing to me, but I love it because I love football. I love basketball. I love baseball, so it's just, trying to be that national guy where you know a lot about the whole league and not just one team. That's probably the most challenging for me.
So being as though you can't be biased, what team is actually your team?
I try not to be.
Yeah. So what's your team?
What's my team? So
yeah, who's your team?
Okay, so I originally am from Ohio, about an hour from Cleveland. So they're technically my hometown team. But that being said, I've been here since I was.
It's been bad for you, Eric.
I've been here since I was 9. So all the Philly teams are my adopted second team. So I'm one of those guys. I'll never forget where I came from. And I have a reason why I have 2 teams. And I think I have a good reason why I have 2 teams. I'm not one of those people that, I'll just become like a Dallas fan or a Dallas fan or a 49ers fan. Like, I loved watching Montana and Jerry Rice too, but I'm not going to drop my hometown teams to just support them. I can like players on other teams and remember where I came from. And, someone who is a Browns fan and an Eagles fan, a lot of people feel bad for you.
Yeah.
At least the Eagles grabbed one a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, before you go into your questions, anybody that has any questions, right now is the time to put it in the comments, because after Big Roll go, we're going to go to a couple questions in the comments. Go ahead, Big Roll.
Well, OG asked my first question. I wanted to know where you were from, sir, but you already cleared that up. Second question. What aspect of your job do you enjoy the most?
I love being at the games and watching the action live and being just entrenched in it. My favorite part is, I've called games for indoor football. The Jersey Flight, I actually have their shirt on right now. I used to call games for them a few years ago. Philadelphia Yellow Jackets had a season, one season. I was their play-by-play guy. I've done play-by-play for some hockey, like junior hockey, junior flyers, stuff like that. That's my favorite part of it. I love calling games because I love watching games. So, when you're calling games, you have to watch the game anyway. So to me, it's like the perfect situation for me. But I love being around players. I love, talking to players, getting their perspective. I love watching practices. I like, taking notes and just the whole thing. Just I basically just engulf the whole game.
Okay. Oh, that's on your end, Big Roll. All right, so we're gonna go to a couple questions in the comments right here. What do you feel about the New York Giants? What's your take on the New York Giants?
Man, the New York Giants have been through a lot lately. They've been through different coaches. Daniel Dimes isn't really panning out. It doesn't seem. They've had issues with Saquon Barkley not playing. So they've been beat up pretty good the last few years, and it was good to see Saquon last week. He looked like he was healthy again, and he looked like he had that explosiveness, which is what we look for when you're coming back from an injury like that. You you look for that explosiveness. If you don't see that, then there's something going on that you hope that he can be healthy from. You never want a player like that. You don't want to rush back. So it seems like as far as today, he's still healthy. And, I hope nothing but the best for him. But the Giants, they've gone through a lot of stuff, man. They Ingram, their tight end, he never really panned out to what all the hype that he had coming into the league. Very athletic guy. Their receivers, they've got receivers that they've got all the talent, but they're just not panning out. But a lot of that has to do with the quarterback too. He's just not there's just something about the guy. He's just not showing the thing.
I think it's because it's in New York.
Just tell the truth about your take on the Giants, and just tell everybody you didn't know they stacked shit that high.
I'll let you talk about that.
You ain't know they stacked shit that high.
All right, House,
let's just say they're having a rough time. They and thank goodness for those kickers. We see it every week around the first few weeks of the season. These kickers it's like they've never played the game before. And the Giants kind of lucked out in that game. I mean, Tennessee did let them come back in that game, but that kicker should have kicked that field goal at the end.
He missed a chip shot.
How do you feel about the extra game being added during the season and, one game being taken away during preseason?
Well, the way the league's going right now, and the players definitely hate these preseason games, and we do see every year players getting injured in the preseason. To me, it's like if they're going to get injured, they could very well get injured in the first week of the season, second week of the season. So I kind of like it because that extra game actually counts.
Right.
So they're taking away a game that doesn't really count. And what a lot of people don't seem to realize is that you've noticed the last few years that teams will be practicing against each other. And those practices are pretty much ran like a game. So they're actually getting more preseason game action in than you would think. It's just not televised.
Right.
So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with adding the game. I'm sure the players would rather take away that preseason game and not add an extra game to the season, but it's also all about money. So that, people complain about the preseason games. They force season ticket holders to buy those games. Even though they're usually trash games, you don't even see starters. Like this year, you literally only saw the offense start for one series. And because they look so good that series, they shut them down. So it's like, okay, you forced all your season ticket holders to watch all these backups play, which is okay for guys. Like I would like it because I like to see what you have out there. But some people just don't look at it that way. So if you put a game that really means something, then, that goes a little further with the season ticket holders.
Yeah, I don't want to see the Hokies play for my money.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and it's a lot of money too. We're not talking $10 to go down there and buy $2 hot dogs for the family.
You can't even park for $10.
No. Especially for the Eagles game. I think the cheapest I've seen for the Phillies is like 15. And that's not even like real close to the stadium. And we're talking Phillies have 160.
Uber after you pay the 15, you got to catch an Uber to the stadium.
Right. And the Phillies, they have 81 games, the Phillies, so at home. So they can keep their prices down more. But with the Eagles, you only have 8 games or whatever at home. So they try to get their money as much as they can. So they jack those prices up.
House, you got a few more minutes?
Yeah, I got a couple minutes here.
Okay. 2 more questions, and then I have one more thing for you. What was the best game you witnessed in person?
Oh man, so many games. The one game that, oh man, there's a few. There was that Miracle in Meadowlands when D-Jack ran that pump back.
Wow.
That was awesome, man. And after the game in the tunnel,
Glad you got to see it against the Giants.
Yeah, against the that's right. That was up there against the Giants in the Meadowlands. Yeah, that punter kicked it to him, was asking for it.
Right
But
to him.
yeah,
Yeah,
crazy. But
let me ask you
yeah,
something about that. Did your heart drop when that ball dropped?
a little
'Cause
bit,
it was slow motion for us all.
a little bit, but before you knew it, man, when he picked that ball up, that was the key to that. That was the key to that punt. Him dropping, him
And that
bobbling
threw
that
everybody
ball
off their
because
assignment.
it messed everybody up. So they weren't expecting him to pick it up clean like that. And D-Jack, that first step is no joke. He's got that burst, that switch that he could turn on. So
That one block.
that was definitely one of the most exciting favorite games that I was ever at. Also, another one that I'll never forget is the Snow Bowl, man. I'll never forget that snow game. I literally, so it wasn't snowing barely at all the first half of the game.
It came out of nowhere.
So when it was halftime, I went out in the field, checked things out, see who was hanging out there. In I'm talking 5 minutes, people came up to me and they started pointing at me and laughing. And it turned out I literally had 4 inches of snow on top of my head within 5 minutes. That's how hard it was coming down.
Oh man!
And I'll never forget that game, man. And Shady's the one who really carried that game, man. And they pulled ahead and won it in the second half.
One more question from the comments. Outside of yourself, who do you feel is the best play-by-play person in sports right now?
Oh man. Well, he's not quite really on his game as much as he used to be, but I was a big Al Michaels fan, especially when he was with Dan Deerdorf and Frank Gifford on Monday Night Football.
Oh wow,
he was my favorite guy. As far as right now, the sharpest guy, the best guy for me to listen to, I think, and he happens to be on the radio most of the time, is Kevin Harlan.
Okay.
He's good.
Yeah, I love watching
him. I like him calling basketball games too.
Yeah, he's good with all the sports. Yeah. He's great. He's my favorite.
Kevin
Harlan, a lot of people don't.
He's a flamethrower.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't like Joe Buck. I actually like Joe Buck. I mean, he's there for a reason. He's been the top guy for a long time for a reason. Right. A lot of people think he doesn't like Philly. When we would go to the Giants, a lot of people thought he hates the Giants. I'm telling you, every city thought that Joe Buck hated their team. It's not true. It's not true at all. Wow. He loves football. He loves the game. He could care less who wins. He just loves the game.
I more so relate to Joe Buck with what he called baseball games.
Yeah, well, his dad is a legend when it comes to baseball. Yeah,
legendary in baseball.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so that, I think growing up, that's kind of his natural thing. But just getting to know him over the years, I think he actually leans football as far as his favorite sport, believe it or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, House, you may have seen me post this a few times online. I put the scenario out last week. And a lot of people online called me crazy. And now some new information has come out.
Poppy scenarios. Here we go.
Now, do you agree that Jalen Hurts is on the bubble this season? Yes.
Absolutely. All eyes are on him, man. It's the type of situation where, there were things that he was lacking last year. I'm the type of person that thinks he hasn't had a fair shot yet.
That's what I was about to say. It's not fair.
Yeah. It's definitely not fair. But when it comes to Philly, a lot of things aren't fair with the fans. You know what I'm saying?
Now, you also said Howie has been doing good with what the moves and stuff he's been making, right?
For the most part, yeah.
So we got a little bit of money and we have a few picks set aside for next year, right?
Is there any, Howie, I'll leave that to Howie to figure out.
Right.
but
I'm talking about as of right now, from what we know as fans.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much money left over.
Really?
But that's one thing with Howie, though.
He just cleared some cap space, though, a couple weeks ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Did. He did clear some cap space, but that's what Howie does. It's like a constant cycle. So
he's a bean counter.
he'll put the money all the way to the max. Then you'll see him take chunks away.
And then he'll get out of it. Yeah.
He'll
Yeah.
make strategic moves that will clear up certain space, whether it's restructuring contracts or, just getting rid of some, loose ends.
Right. Now, on TV, they were saying the scenario was if Hurts doesn't perform well, how we would go into the draft to look for the quarterback. My scenario was we would go after Lamar Jackson. Everybody said I was crazy.
Got us on his list, Pop.
And now it just came out that, well, of course, we know he didn't sign the contract.
That he said he won't play under a franchise tag.
Yeah. And one of the places he's interested in coming.
Of course.
Is Philadelphia.
I know you're a Lamar guy.
but this is the thing. I'm a fair guy too. I want Hurts to do well.
Yeah, me too.
And I was calling for Hurts. When Wentz was still our quarterback, I was calling for Hurts. I'm like, put Hurts in. So I do support Hurts. Now, here's the scenario no one else has heard yet. Ezekiel is not happy in Dallas.
He can stay. He can go somewhere else.
We need a power back. And ever since 1995, Philadelphia has been a running back by committee organization. We can use what he still has.
Every player we ever got from Dallas was trash when they played for us. Every player.
But we was leaning on them. We don't have to lean on Zeke. We can use what he has in the tank.
No.
Hold on 1 second. Let me
Yo. First of all, Angry's got to take it easy on my Buckeyes.
No, man. No, he done.
Give me a second, though. We need a power back. We can use what he has. And I feel like it'll be the ultimate sting to Dallas fans if he comes here and gets hardware. I don't feel like we got them enough by drafting Dallas Goedert. I feel like if we get Zeke here and he wins some hardware, how do you feel about that, Mr. Houser?
I love how you're just trying to stick it to the Cowboys any chance you get. To be honest with you, there's another back that I really like that I think is going to help in the future, and he played at Ohio State his senior year.
The guy,
Trey Sermon. Trey
Okay.
Sermon, that boy can run hard, man.
I seen his highlights. Yeah,
he was with Nick Saban for the first few years, and then he transferred to Ohio State. And his last year, he was just crushing people. They gave him the ball; he would run
300
people
on
over.
Michigan State.
Yeah, and he's a young guy, and I think I think if they use him, he's going to be all right.
Is that the one from the Jets?
No, he was drafted by the 49ers.
Oh, the 49ers.
Last year.
Yeah.
And it's only his second year. He was a third-round pick.
Exactly, and he's got
300 on Michigan State.
He's got pop, man. If you hand him the ball, he'll run somebody over and he'll get downhill.
He's a big back, 6 feet, 215.
And we got the O-line for it.
Yeah, so to be honest with you, I don't even think you need Zeke.
Okay.
And we're not going to pay him all that money. No.
But I do how you
want now anyway.
I do like how you're just always thinking about sticking it to Dallas somehow.
So we have 6 minutes before we go into our next segment. You guys have anything else you want to holler at about with Mr. Houser?
What season are you in now? Where you working at now?
Say that again?
What games? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this week I'm not working actual NFL games. I did the HBCU New York Football Classic yesterday in MetLife Stadium. So it was Howard. It was the inaugural game. So they're going to be doing this game every year, and it was Howard against Morehouse, and it was it was 0-0 at halftime. It was a defensive game. Howard's got you could tell they're the better team, but they also have all the scholarships that they can get out to get the bigger talent than Morehouse does. But it was 0-0 at halftime. Then all of a sudden Howard turns it on. They ended up winning 31-0. But towards the end of the game, they handed the ball to their freshman running back for the first time, and he took it to the house. I don't remember how many yards it was, but man, he looked good, and it just happened to be Edgerrin James's son.
Oh wow!
And so Edgerrin James was in the booth next to us. they were going crazy. We had Edgerrin James come on the broadcast, and we did an interview with him during the game because his boy gets his carry and just took it to the house. And he's wearing his dad's old college number 5.
Okay.
Speaking of Legend Sons, sorry.
From the U.
So Eric, how much of the band Battle of the Bands did you watch yesterday?
Yo, man, did you see that game? Did you see
I didn't
it?
see it. I didn't see
man,
it.
yeah. So
they always have. There's all that though.
They always have that Battle of the Bands, man, and it's fun. It was a fun atmosphere. It almost seemed like, because it was a 0-0 game at halftime, it seemed like all the energy in the stadium was during the bands.
Bring it out.
Oh man, the whole crowd was into it. Yeah. It was cool, man. It was cool. Yeah. Howard's marching band is called Showtime, and Morehouse calls their band the House of Funk. Yeah, it was cool.
Go ahead, Big Roll.
Yeah.
Eric, I got a quick question for you.
Yeah, man.
Do you play fantasy football?
You know, I played fantasy football for years. I've dropped down to one team because I just can't keep up with it anymore. And to be honest with you, it's kind of got boring to me. I'm more into the real life action. But, you know, it's fun to do once in a while. But, yeah, I'm into it.
Especially when you can beat somebody down. Like
exactly. Who got beat down?
Pop got beat down. Pop took a vicious beat down last week.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
Poppy got beat down, huh?
But his get back was
he beat me with a generator, auto-generated.
But then he smashed with his picks though. So
listen, before we wrap up, I wanted to ask you this real quick. You talked about the legend's son, Edgerrin James. How you feel about Marvin Harrison Jr.'s performance?
And he at your school.
I love Marvin Harrison Jr., man. I'm so happy that he came to Ohio State. I love him. I think, you know, he's going to be a route runner.
He's going to be good, man.
He's going to be a route runner like his dad.
And he's bigger. He's bigger than his dad. He's a big guy.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, he's with the right quarterback, man. This C.J. Stroud can throw the ball. And
I watched some play since youth football.
LG.
Yeah.
Flag on the play.
Marv's son.
Can we let our guest finish answering the question, please, sir?
We having the back and forth.
But he was answering the question.
Okay.
He was making it a back and forth.
You know I got a problem.
Finish
it got to come out, Pop. I'm going to forget it. It got to come out.
Come on, Mr. Houser. Go ahead. What are you talking about?
I was just saying that C.J. Stroud, man, that kid can throw the ball. And, Ohio State, what you have to worry about in college now is you don't have much time with these guys. You know, if they become a superstar freshman year, you just have them for one more season and that's it. So it is the championship or bust this year because they're not going to have this kid after this year. And whoever gets him in the NFL, I think if they coach him right, then there's a bright future.
With all due respect to you,
and guess what?
Go to Cleveland.
What's that?
I said, with all due respect to you, I just hope he doesn't end up in Cleveland.
Well, you know what? I'm despite, what's come out and I don't know what's true and what's not, but I was a huge Deshaun Watson fan coming out of college. I watched him play his whole career. I saw that, a lot of people put the tag on him that he was a running quarterback, and that wasn't true. This kid he could drop the ball into any bucket. I just hope that, whatever happens with him, he's going to do his time with his suspension, but I hope he can get his career back on track. But I was upset that the Browns didn't draft him. He came out the year the draft was actually in Philly, and Cleveland actually had 2 top 5 draft picks, I believe, that year. And they picked number 1, and I wanted Myles Garrett. I think that was the right move to make. Yeah. And but I really wanted them to take Deshaun Watson at, I think it was number 5 they had, 5 or 6, and they passed up on him. And I thought that was a big mistake. But they got a really good all-pro cornerback in Denzel Ward, which, they made 2 good choices. But Cleveland's issue, since we all know since 1999 when they came back into the league, is they couldn't keep a quarterback. And I watched this kid play, and he could throw the ball, man. He was such a great quarterback in college, and it just if you want your franchise to take a step forward, you have to make sure that quarterback position is solidified.
Understood. Mr. Houser, we appreciate your time. I know I asked you for 10 minutes. You gave me a half an hour.
It's all good, man.
I don't have
I'm not going to a game today. I got tons of stuff to do and prepare for some of these games that I have to take notes on. But it was fun, man. It's always fun.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you giving us the time.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a good day. And,
all right, guys. Go Birds. Go Birds. Take care.
Hell yeah.
All right.
This week, week 2, fellas. Now we can talk Vikings football. But you know what? Before we talk Vikings football, let's talk a little bit about our last guest. Pretty cool dude, right?
No, he cooler than that. He cooler than that. I like that dude. I really do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I like that dude.
Hey, OG, man. We gonna have to keep track of flags, man.
I'm going to lose. I know I'm coming first. I'm going to lose. I already
flag
know.
on OG.
I already know it.
He threw a flag
It's going to be repetitive.
Man.
It's going to be the same thing. You stop butting that. It's going to be me going and encroaching and shit, man. Encroachment.
Facebook user said call OG a cutter. He can't help himself.
I'm gonna get several encroachment penalties this year.
He gonna be the Ndamukong Suh of the
yeah.
Yo. Oh man.
What's up, Dane? Thanks for joining, man. Welcome. Well, you might have been ghost watching for a minute, but you finally said something. Welcome to the podcast. This week we got the Vikings coming up, fellas. Big exclusive. The last video that I sent you. Can we show what the Vikings did to us? Well, what they did when they came to Philadelphia last time. Can we show that video? When they was on the
And Vikings fans who did make the trip to Philadelphia brought their Skol chant with them. Chopper 3 flew over that sea of purple on the Art Museum steps this morning. So what is that word that the Minnesota fans keep shouting? I had to ask myself. Skol is a Swedish word that means cheers or good health, and it's all part of the Vikings fight song. The Vikings fans' thrill of the fight made its way to this fictional Philly legend today as well. Someone dressed the famous Rocky statue in the Minnesota purple and gold. How dare they? Number 14 on the Vikings is wide receiver Stephon Diggs. Now, we do have you covered tonight. Tune in to a special championship.
Y'all see what they did the last time they came here, right?
What happened though? What happened after that?
Oh, we gonna get into it.
What happened after that?
Can we get the second video, big exclusive?
There's so that's a problem everywhere.
Here we go. God help us. It's fucking years.
Welcome to Philadelphia, baby. So, big exclusive calls it a disgrace. Hey, man, you know what you're dealing with when you come here. There's no way you go to the art museum and do your war chant and then dress up our
and now was a disgrace.
Character.
And now it's a disgrace.
You get everything that's coming to you.
They made it personal.
I played that to start off this segment because, as OG said, we know what happened.
They got shit beat down their leg.
All down their leg. It was all inside their ankle socks and everything, man.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm getting at is, if it was the other way around, wouldn't you be coming in with a chip on your shoulder?
That's
just part and parcel of the passion that the Eagles fans have. You can come in with that dumb shit.
True indeed. But I'm just saying, you know, based on how we did them in the game, as far as the team go. And they didn't have Jefferson when we did that to them.
He wouldn't have made a difference. That they got the shit beat out of them like 38-7.
That was then. This is now. What I'm saying is a lot of these younger players, let's look at that quarterback from the Bengals last year. They don't know they're not supposed to be winning some of these games. They come in on this high horse and they tear shit up.
You okay?
Right?
Be careful.
You ever seen a rookie quarterback carry his team to the Super Bowl?
That was his second year. He was
all right,
two.
well, the second year. To the Super Bowl, I mean, he had the rookie wide receiver. It was a bunch of young guys. Can y'all think of the time? Because I'm not saying it didn't happen.
Burger did that before. Pittsburgh, when Roethlisberger was a young boy, he won.
But he already had an established team around him.
He still was young in year 2.
Yeah, but he already had Cordell Stewart's team.
Hines
Ward was already there. Plexico was already there, I believe.
He won in year 2.
Yeah.
You got rookies with established vets, and they can't make it to the dance or to the playoffs.
The Bengals. Can you name a vet that was on the Bengals?
They lost though, Pop.
No, they lost in the Super Bowl.
And
I'm
still a loss. And they're gonna have a hangover this year.
Before him and Chase got there, who did the Bengals have, bro?
The Bengals is always trash.
So that was a big accomplishment. Thank you.
No, I didn't say it wasn't a big accomplishment. You asked me who else did it. I didn't say it wasn't big.
I know, but then I asked you who did they have, and you said they lost. I'm not asking you did they lose. They made it to the Super Bowl.
But you lost though. It's all
it
about
don't
winning.
matter. They made it to the Super Bowl with guys that was under 24 years old.
It don't matter. You lost.
Okay. Well, we're not going to spend too much time on that. We'll let the audience decide. But speaking on the Vikings, how y'all feel about our chances coming into this game?
We're going to beat the shit out of them again.
Even with this defensive coordinator?
That's the only part, man.
All right, come on, man. Be logical.
It's going to be a shootout.
Be logical. Don't be in the barbershop. Be logical.
It's going to be a shootout. We're going to win a shootout. Because they defense is ass too. So, and I think we got more offense than them.
What about you, Big Roll?
Literally. I mean, I'm talking about literally. I think we're going to see 2 key matchups on the outside with our corners and their wide receivers. I'm agreeing with OG. I don't see no defensive line pressure from either team. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be tight.
But see, their secondary is horrible, though. They D-backs is horrible.
Hey.
Okay. All right. That's okay.
More the reason to rape.
So y'all think it's going to be a shootout?
Yeah.
Big Exclusive said they're going to run it up on us. Y'all think
Man,
it's going to be a shootout?
tell them to win more than 4 games before we can talk. They won 4 games last year.
Where's the game at?
Is it what? Our game was in Philly.
And when is it?
Yeah.
Monday night.
Monday.
He'll be watching.
Time, right?
Prime time.
Okay.
You know who don't have no prime time games?
Woo!
New York.
So can I take y'all on a walk with me real quick? Philly, Monday, prime time. We are going to blow the doors off of the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings will not score more than 17 points.
I don't know, Pop.
The Minnesota Vikings will not score more than 17 points.
I don't have no faith in the defensive coordinator, man.
Here's why. I ain't even paying to you right now, big exclusive. I'm about to lay it down. Here's why. Darius Slay, Bradbury. They are up for the challenge. Now, we all know when you're playing DB, it helps a lot when that D-line get home. The D-line will get home this week. We will see a lot of turnovers. Let me finish. We will see a lot of turnovers by the Vikings offense. Not because of Jefferson, not because of Thielen, because of Kirk Cousins.
Oh, he gonna give us the ball.
Now, we got Kirk Cousins' number from when he played in our division. We didn't have this defense. Now, that defensive coordinator, he knows he's on the bubble. He's openly said it. What do you do when you're on the bubble?
Desperation.
Don't you?
Yep.
You ain't got nothing to lose, right?
Yep.
That defense is going to show up. That defense is going to show up and play for that defensive coordinator, and our offense is going to continue to gel. And we will hear from Smith this week. Let me see. I'm cracking up and laugh. My pop ain't blow this morning because he not in his right mind. Well, the executive producer told me I couldn't take my meds on air anymore.
From a Giants fan, please.
The executive producer told me I couldn't take my meds on air anymore.
Can we stop entertaining the comments from a Giants fan? They won 4 games last year, Pop.
Hey,
he's not supposed to be able to say nothing.
It's a new year. They got the same record as us.
It won't last. It won't last.
So while we're still here, in the next segment is going to be the predictions. But while we're still here on this Eagles-Vikings game, and I guess you can write this down, Big Roll, and this is just for shits and giggles. Scores.
35-31, Philly.
Big Roll. I'm
looking at like 42-35.
You took my 42, so I'm going to go with another one.
Oh, you said 42-35?
Yep.
Pop, what you got? No, not you,
37-16.
All of us got the Birds scoring points. Is what Minnesota going to do?
Well,
it's just the defensive coordinator. I don't have no faith in them, man. Fuck what Minnesota going to do. It's
all you talking about is the defensive coordinator. Don't forget, it's 11 players on that field.
Yeah, but they got to play according to what he put on them. He got it's a scheme though. That Denver don't break. Get you.
All right, so answer me this. Answer me this. How much film did you watch from last week's game? Not highlights.
I watched the game.
All right, I ain't talking about that.
The game.
All right, I watched the film, good brother. And
I watched the game. Denver don't break. You can't keep playing that Denver don't break shit.
We can't both talk at the same time.
Yes, we can.
I'm gonna let you finish and then I'll go. Go ahead.
Denver don't break, don't work.
Go on. What else you got to say?
The floor is yours.
Need to go.
Since you watch tape, since you watch film.
No, you ain't answering no questions. I ain't even getting a chance
to say what I had to
say. Go ahead and
break
talk.
the film down.
Oh, that's what I was trying to do, but we can't talk at the same time.
Break it down. Break it down.
The film breakdown is this. Our corners are playing flawlessly. Every time they got beat on a big play, it was because our D-line didn't get home. Based off of film, our D-line isn't getting home because the defensive coordinator isn't causing enough blitzes. He's not calling enough blitzes. I'm very confident in our secondary. Once the blitzes start, and I told you who's the player to watch this week? That linebacker? Reddick. Once we start causing pressure, Kirk Cousins is going to give that ball up to this defense. We just agreed on the fact that we ain't hit all offseason. We ain't hit until the preseason. So last week was like a preseason game for the offense and the defense, for the starters, should I say.
Pat, let me ask you a question, though.
Yes, sir.
So are you saying that we're going to generate pressure if we start blitzing?
I'm saying,
is that what you're saying?
I'm saying we're going to generate pressure and you will see more blitzing. I'm not going to say you're going to see pressure just because of the blitz.
The coordinator track record don't show that.
We're going to see pressure. We're going to see pressure because the D-line, no, they didn't do what that D-line is supposed to do based on paper. We're going to get pressure off of that.
That's why I was asking.
But by this defensive coordinator, knowing he's on the bubble and hearing everybody yap. I watched his interview. He's going to send pressure this week. And we all know Kirk Cousins doesn't do good under pressure.
We also got to get pressure without sending everybody too.
Oh, we ain't got to
you
send
paying them
these
motherfuckers on that defensive line all that money. They got to get on.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's why I asked, though, Jing. I need to see front four pressure without blitzing.
But this the thing, though. This the thing, though. With Bradbury and with Slay and with this dude we just got from New Orleans, we can take some chances and trust them out there on the island. There is no indication that the DC will risk that blitzing stuff and the D-line won't get pressure. I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm pretty sure he ain't watched the film either.
He's a Giants fan.
He ain't watched the film either.
Flag on Poppy for reading his comment.
Hey, man, we got to address the comments.
His limit is up.
Justin got to play Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox together. You wasn't in at the beginning of the show then, if you mentioned Fletcher Cox.
You got to give OG
so
his
you
flag.
Know how when you go fishing and there's a limit that you can catch that you can take back?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He reached his limit. He gets no more comments. He over his limit.
With that being said, can we get that full next video? And then we're going into the next segment. He said, no, don't do that, man. Don't do it like that. This after the Vikings game last time.
Oh!
That's the Vikings team leaving on the bus, if y'all didn't know. This is the win that sent us to the Super Bowl. Don't do that. Y'all ain't been in how long?
was out of pocket for throwing shit at them people, man.
Hey, man, you don't come here and disrespect us.
You don't
before
come in
the
enemy
game,
territory with
Right.
that bullshit. So
We on to our next segment, Big Roll. Take it away.
Let's talk about this week's games, fellas. Let's do some picks.
Pop watched this last
First
week,
game
man.
up
I'm
is
getting his
Miami
props.
B.E.N.
I'm gonna get Pop his props. He watched this.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, definitely congratulations to Pop. Got that Golden Cheesesteak for the Week award.
Throw that up
Shout
there,
out my
Big
man OG
Exclusive.
and whatnot pulling up. OG pulling up second and whatnot with the pretzel, the Philly soft pretzel. And your boy Big Roll got the infamous hoagie. Folks, that is not a good thing.
Hey, fellas, I told y'all about that boy up there in Chicago.
I didn't know Kittle wasn't playing, man.
Hey, it don't matter. I told you about that boy up there in
No,
Chicago.
Kittle was a weapon.
I told y'all about that boy that's
Kittle was a
playing
weapon.
quarterback. That one that's playing quarterback.
He had a raggedy game, Pop.
It was in the rain.
Horse ran.
Yeah, he had a raggedy game, man.
It was in the rain.
He don't. They did that boy wrong by not drafting no weapons too, man.
Hey, man, he good. That boy good.
No, he needs some weapons though.
That boy good.
That boy good.
That boy
And you see
good.
Aaron Rodgers. You see what you got me out here? You see these receivers?
Well, that's what he get for taking all of the money.
Hell yeah. That's your own
Hold
fucking
up.
fault.
Didn't you say you would take all the money? I was the only one that said I'll take the
I
pay
would
cut.
take all the money and I wouldn't complain either though. If he know he the reason why.
You can't want all the money and want to win. That's what I was saying last week. You can't win and want all the money.
But he can't complain about it though. Don't complain about it.
And want all the money.
So that's what I'm saying. So you took the money, so deal with it. Don't complain about it. And then the motherfucker, he don't never want to be accountable for when they be losing and shit. It's always somebody else's fault.
Fellas, let's make these picks. We still got stuff to do before the show ends. So let's make these picks.
You want to put
Miami, Baltimore.
Hold on, you want to put
Miami, Baltimore? Who y'all got?
We got the joint. There you go.
I got it too. So Miami, Baltimore. Who? Well, okay. All right.
Because people watching, bro. No, go ahead and lead. I'm just saying, it's people watching.
I ain't gonna hold you. My screen is small and I can't see. Let me do it this way. There you go. Thanks, Big Exclusive. Miami, Baltimore. Who y'all got?
Miami.
Baltimore.
New England, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Well, when you gonna say your picks, bro?
I'm going with New England.
You ain't say your first pick though.
You're right, sir, and I apologize. I'm going with B.E.N. for that first pick. We got Tampa Bay, New Orleans. I'm going with New Orleans.
I'm going with Tampa. Tom Brady owed them.
Tampa.
Because the Saints been housing him. He owed them right now. So I'm going with him.
We got Carolina, New York. I refuse to bet on the Giants. I'm going with Carolina.
Roll the barrel.
Carolina.
I'm not even picking that game.
New York.
I refuse to pick that game.
New York.
I'll just take the loss on that game. Fuck it.
We got Indianapolis, Jacksonville. I'm going with Jackson.
Colts.
The Jets versus Cleveland. I'm going with the Jets.
Cleveland.
Washington, Detroit. I'm going with Detroit.
I'm going Washington.
Where they playing at?
I honestly don't know, sir. I don't know.
All right, give me 1 second. Matter of fact, can you put it up, Big Exclusive? No.
If you put the picture up, it'll say.
All right, they playing in Detroit. I'm going with Detroit.
We got Atlanta versus the Rams. I'm going with the Rams.
Rams.
Yeah, Rams. Yo, cut it out, bro.
Seattle versus the 49ers. I'm going with the Seahawks.
49ers.
I gotta see where they playing. Seattle. I don't even see. Oh, they playing in San Fran.
They playing in San Fran.
49ers.
Arizona, Las Vegas.
I'm going with
I'm
the
going
Raiders.
with Las Vegas.
I'm going with
Cardinals.
the Raiders.
You going with the Raiders, OG?
Yep.
You got Cincinnati, Cincinnati, Dallas.
Man, I'm picking
Cincinnati.
the Bengals.
That's why I started laughing. I'm like,
In Dallas.
Yeah.
They can play them on the street, and I'm still taking Cincinnati. We got Houston, Denver. I'm going with Denver.
Denver.
Yeah, Denver.
Chicago, Green Bay. I'm going with Green Bay.
Yeah, give me Green Bay.
Chicago.
Tennessee versus Buffalo. I'm going with Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Tennessee about to have their first 0-2 start in how many years?
OG, are we beating Minnesota on Monday, sir?
Put that shit down in Magic Market, bro. Stop playing.
Just asking. That's a wash.
Top Flight just popped in. What's up, Top Flight?
That's it, fellas. We in.
Hey, man, was y'all just calling picks or y'all confident about them picks, man?
Put me down for a loss because I'm not picking the Giants and that other flea-ass team. That's a bullshit game. That game ain't even come on TV nowhere. And they playing that shit in the schoolyard.
Pop, keeping it real, I would not put no money on none of my picks. I wouldn't feel confident about my picks until at least week 5 when these teams got an identity. By then, I'll be like, yeah, give me some money. I put money on my picks. Right now, nah. Nah, I'm picking with my gut.
So you picking with your gut?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm using my football knowledge to pick.
Okay. Go through some of them picks real quick again. We got about a minute. Pick a hard game. Pick a hard game.
Washington, Detroit.
And who did you pick, Ro?
That game, I got me and you both got Detroit. OG got Washington.
I got Washington.
What made you pick the Commanders?
Detroit shot they load last week.
Wow, OG, man, I think that boy read my mind.
Washington played defense.
It really was Washington defense. I really like they did. Like they did, man. And I think Carson Wentz going to put up a solid 17. The offense can put up a solid 17, and I think that'll be enough to beat Detroit.
Okay. Just was curious, that's all. It's on you, Big Roll.
OG, you still ain't picking that Giants game, OG?
No.
It's on
I'll
you,
take a loss
AOG,
on that. I'll take a loss on that. I'll take a voluntary loss on that game.
OG like, fuck it.
Because the Panthers ain't shit and the Giants ain't shit, and I refuse to pick between shit. So you can mark me down as 0-1 already.
Oh, man.
Put that down already. OG,
hey, OG I got a
starting off
for
0-1. Starting off 0-1.
OG, let me ask you a question. The boy Pop went 10 for 3 week 1. Is he the shit or he got lucky?
I think Pop, he got a little bit lucky. He got a little Lady Luck played, a small role in it.
Hey.
Okay.
I feel I almost won a couple more of them Jones.
For it being week 1, Luck played a little role in it.
I almost won 2 more of them Jones.
Almost, only counting horseshoes, Pop.
I still won.
Yeah, you did.
Pretzel, hoagie. AOG, it's on you, bro.
Straight
You won that one, but let's talk about this fantasy football league we got going on. Or we don't want to talk about that, huh?
I mean, that wasn't on the
Let's go.
itinerary.
Let's
We can
go
put
straight
that
to
at the end,
football for
though.
dummies. Then we're gonna go to football for dummies. We're gonna go to football for dummies. We let you have your glory. I'm gonna let you live in your glory. We're going for football for dummies.
No, we can do that at 11:50.
No, we're gonna go to football for dummies right now, man.
Okay.
Now, this is it's crazy because it took me a while when I started watching to figure this out. As far as when you kick off first or whatever, it took me a while to figure out, like, well, when the second half started, the other team get the ball, and it took me a while to, like, so they alternated or whatever.
Mm.
And like, people don't realize, like, what make you get the ball in the second half or whatever first.
You gonna explain it to us?
It comes down to if you win the toss, if you're gonna receive the ball or you're going to defer. If you receive the ball coming out of the second half, the other team gets the ball to start the second half.
One slight correction. A deferment, if I'm not mistaken, is when you allow the other team to pick if they want to kick or receive.
No. Defer means
you pick
if you
kick
defer,
or receive
if
or
you win the
defer.
toss, if you win the toss and you defer, they get the ball. That means you don't want
They
the
receive.
ball. They get the ball.
So it's not kick, receive, or defer.
If I win the toss and I don't want the ball first, I'm gonna defer. That means they get the ball first.
Go ahead, keep talking.
Look it up. I'm gonna let you look it up since you don't believe me.
That's what I'm doing. So you can keep talking while I'm looking it up.
Yeah, look it up. And Pop, I'm surprised because you played.
And that's why I'm almost certain on what I just said. But
okay. I mean, we can put a little something on it, like a little hoagie or something on it.
Nice. That pickle
hoagie. Put a
hoagie.
little small hoagie on it, Pop.
Put that pickle hoagie on it, OG.
Cheese
That fat
stick.
gene
Yeah,
activated.
we can put something like that on it.
Put that pickle
all
hoagie
right, so
on
you ready? So you ready?
Uh-huh. Yep.
When a team defers the choice of whether to receive or kick at the coin toss, the other team has to choose whether they want to kick or receive. It's just that most teams listen. It's just that most teams automatically say we want the ball after the other team defers, but that other team gets to pick when you defer. You have to pick kick, receive, or defer. Go ahead. I'll let you carry on.
No, I'm not going for that one.
You just asked me to look it up, and I did.
If I defer, all right, let me ask you a question, Pop.
Yes.
So if I defer and you defer, that means I got to get the ball?
No, if you defer, I don't have an option of defer. I have to choose kick or receive.
So if I defer, I don't want the ball, though.
It don't matter.
What I'm saying is, if I defer, I don't want the ball.
No.
So if you say, all right, well, I don't want the ball either, then I get the ball?
No, if you defer, you're saying I don't want to pick. Let them pick.
Saying, I don't want the ball.
You're deferring the choice.
I don't want the ball. My pick is I don't want the ball.
All right, so you'll say kick.
Yeah, I don't want the ball. So if I don't want the ball, then
you'll say kick. You won't say
me deferring the choice.
Me deferring the fact that I don't want the ball.
No,
you deferring the choice.
We playing semantics now, Pop. We playing semantics. I don't want the ball.
Bro.
So if I don't want the ball, can you say you don't want it?
No, listen to what I'm saying. If you want to talk,
if I don't want it, can you say you don't want it? Can you say you don't want it?
If you win the coin toss, right?
And I don't want the ball.
Let me finish. If you win the coin toss and you don't want the ball and you don't want to let me choose, you will pick kick. You won't say defer. You'll say
that
kick
I'm deferring the ball. I don't want the
ball.
ball.
No, you're not deferring the ball. Listen to me.
I don't want the ball, Pop. You got it.
Listen to me. When you're deferring the choice and you're leaving the choice up to the other team. That means whatever they want to do.
Listen, Pop. I get what you're saying. Watch the game.
How you get what I'm saying and you're not listening to me?
Watch what they say.
Listen to me. Most people choose receive when the other team defers. That's why it seems the way that you're thinking.
Because most teams stopped with Bill Belichick.
Bro, are you going to let me talk?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't talk while you talking. I'm trying to explain.
I can hear you. Well, how can I hear you if you ain't talking?
Because you're talking over top of me. I'm trying to explain.
If I'm talking over top of you, I can't hear you.
All right, well, you explain it then. Go ahead.
According
that trend stopped with getting the ball with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick take is if you don't want the ball, you end up basically with an extra possession in his mind. You'll get the ball. Bill Belichick's theory is you'll get the ball at the end of the first half to go in and try to score or whatever, and then receive the ball in the second half. So that's what everybody piggyback his theory on that. Like if you watch them games, a lot of people don't take the ball first no more after they win the toss.
You notice you said theory, right?
Yeah.
That's a theory. We're talking about the actual rules, bro.
What I'm saying is, you said everybody receives the ball. They don't no more.
I didn't say everybody receives the ball.
You just said it, Pop.
That's not what I said. If you was quiet while I was talking, you would have heard what I said.
I mean, but this is recorded, though. We can go back later on and look at it.
Feel free to do it. Feel free to do it. Because I can show you right here.
I can't see that.
You can read it for yourself.
I can't see it. I can Google it, though.
Yeah, Google it and look it up for yourself, good brother. I know what I'm talking about.
You got a big ass phone too. That's a nice phone.
That was a tablet. This is my phone.
Oh, okay.
Tablet phone.
What the
Pop was like, look, it's right here.
Like,
Look,
hold up. Pop just pulled out a 20-inch phone and shit. Like,
he pulled out a 32-inch screen TV.
Yeah, I'm like, where the fuck you get that from?
You see this shit right here?
This.
Yeah.
Repeat this. Before we wrap this up, to all the people that's watching, when you win the coin toss, you get the option to kick the ball, to receive the ball, or defer the ball. If you don't want the ball at all, you pick kick. If you don't care, if you get the ball, you'll defer and allow the other team to pick if they want to kick or receive. Most times, when a team chooses to defer and allow the other team to pick, the other team automatically picks receive. Most times. But what you have to take into consideration when the team is making these picks is what stadium they're playing in and what's the weather that particular day.
The wind plays a factor.
Because the wind and the weather plays a factor. Let's take our stadium.
You definitely don't want to go against the wind in the fourth.
Let me finish explaining. You got Lincoln Financial. One corner of our stadium is open, which causes the wind to come in and swoop around at the other end. Because of the way the wind comes in off of 95 and where the stadium is placed. The kickers from our team know this. Kickers from other teams, that's why they're out there so early trying to gauge the wind and the weather in our particular stadium. So you have to take all that into consideration at the coin toss. So the answer to what we were talking about is you have kick, receive, defer. Those are three options. When you choose defer, that gives the other team the option to kick or receive. Football for dummies. Go ahead. What you about to say?
Who got the worst stadium when it comes to that?
I would say it was Soldier Field, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's
I
Pittsburgh.
would say Chicago.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh is crazy.
It depends on the time of the year, though.
Pittsburgh is crazy.
It depends on the time of the year.
And the design of the stadium.
When you go to Chicago, as soon as football season starts, it's windy. And the wind could pick up, and it's not even broadcast.
And it's cold as shit. So it's like you kicking a fucking brick.
Exactly. I would say Chicago.
That's why when you see them come out there, you'll see them grab the grass and drop the grass to see which way the wind blowing.
Well, that's in the 70s. That's why they put the orange Jones on the field goal post. So now they don't gotta pick the grass up no more.
They still do that though, Pop. They still do it
anyway now.
They still do it.
Where they got real grass at?
It's side.
While we got time,
the field's a side.
Let's hit the last two topics.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Big Ro.
Because this is kind of interesting and whatnot. Two of the last ones are, what's your favorite sports memory?
Philly sports memory.
It got to be a Philly sports memory.
Philly sports memory.
And it don't have to be football. Just.
Hey, I know.
In general.
I'm going to say when the Eagles finally won.
Where was you at, OG?
I watched the game with my brother.
Okay. What you thinking,
So
Pop?
I can't go to those sports places because I got to be able to hear.
Right.
I got to hear the
Right.
game. Like I can't watch it without hearing. Like so, I can't watch it at those like Dave and Buster's, Miller's Ale House, and because I got to be able to hear.
I would have to say my favorite sports memory, and I'm going to personally exclude football, would have to be Iverson yanking Jordan twice.
I was at that game. I was at that game.
I would have to say, yeah, Iverson yanking Jordan twice.
That was bigger than the Eagles finally winning, Pop?
No, I said I'm going to in particular exclude football.
Okay.
Because all my favorite sports
It's going to be
memory,
football.
yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna say
that was big though.
Yeah, because here's the thing. The reason why that particular moment was so big to me was, like I told you, I was born into an older family. So when I first got into the Sixers, Barkley was a rookie because that's what all my brothers, they, Dr. J. So when we got Witherspoon and all that, I stopped watching basketball.
There wasn't no need to.
And then I'm in school and everybody was talking about this dude we had named Allen Iverson. And I just so happened to tune into when they played my new favorite basketball team at the time. And he yanked Michael Jordan twice and made the shot.
But you know what's crazy though, Pop? This how good Jordan was. He got yanked twice. He still almost blocked the fucking shot.
Still almost blocked the shot.
Dropped 35 and still won that game.
Big Ro, what's yours? I didn't even know this. What's yours, Big Ro?
Hands down, like OG said, I watch all my Eagles games alone and at home. That particular night, though, I had to work in my bar. And when I tell you Philly was on, well, first of all, it was like the end of that game took forever. Like time, he dropped back. We chasing his ass. He finally heaved that shit up there. Once the ball actually dropped to the turf, it's like I got 3,000 people around me going in slow motion. And I'm just sitting there like, it's not clicking to me that we won the Super Bowl. And I just sat there for about 10 minutes. And everybody like, yo, Ro, what's up, nigga? Ain't you excited? We just won. And I'm like, I'm looking with a blank face. I'm like, we won? And then I realized, I was like, we fucking won.
Because we're not used to the narrative.
I worked down South Street when Beanie Siegel came through there and shut shit down. I've never seen that many people in the street for the Philadelphia Eagles championship. Bananas. You might as well park your car in the middle of the block and start walking because you ain't going nowhere. Buses and everything.
Did you go to the parade?
Down that night.
Did you go to the parade?
Couldn't.
Oh.
Couldn't go. Because it was like I couldn't find nobody to babysit. Like my boys were real young back then. I didn't want to take them.
You were supposed to take them.
Nah. I think about it from a safety aspect first, and I said I don't want to be in a vulnerable position if something happened and I can't protect my boy. So
I feel you.
How old was they?
Well, at the time, my youngest was 2.
Oh no, he couldn't go.
Huh?
Bro, they was. I feel you, and I'm not judging your parental, but when I say they was out, and I had my baby out there, she was what, like 4? What year was it that we won?
2018.
2018. So my baby was 6. No, 5. And guess what? We was down Center City around City Hall on top of the work truck. I done climbed up on there because, I'm short. Them niggas was out there y'all size. So I climbed up on one of the work trucks with the ladder and all that and brought my baby up there. Niggas start climbing up there too. We was on top of all the vehicles and everything. And I'll never forget, Doug Peterson and them rolled by, and I stood up and I pointed, and he pointed back at me. I don't care what nobody say. He looked at me and he pointed back at me.
Fuck what they talking about, right?
I see.
I seen it with my own eyes.
AOG, you up next, bro.
I seen it with my own eyes.
Oh no, that's Big Roll. My bad. Well,
So
y'all
the
swapped the last one, so it is on you, AOG.
So the thing is, I like Monday night games, but I hate Monday night games because you got to wait until Monday night to play.
Right.
Like it's Sunday. Sunday is for football. We don't have no game, and just the anticipation of having a game is a whole nother day. Then you got to wait till that night.
You know what I hate the worst about it? The most, piggybacking off of what you said, if the teams in our division win today.
Yeah.
And then we gotta play tomorrow.
But if the Giants not gonna win, like,
come on, man.
Yeah. And they be waiting though. They be waiting. Because you know what? If we lose and they win.
Real quick, before we go into the open convo, what's your favorite Philly-based food?
Cheesesteak.
Hands
Philly
down.
cheesesteak. Hands down to me.
What about you, Big Roll?
I'm a fucking weirdo, man. I like oysters.
That's not Philly-based.
Roll flag, please, Poppy. You get ejected for that shit. Take him off, Shannon, for 2 seconds. Take him down for 2 seconds for that shit. He got through. Roll just got ejected for that shit.
This nigga said oysters.
Yeah, he get ejected for that shit.
Bro,
man.
if you find some Philly-based oysters, keep them. I don't want them.
Me either.
I don't want no oysters that came from any water here in Florida.
You got ejected, Ro. You got ejected for that shit, man. You was just on there eating the coffee cake last week.
He said, I'm a
tasty
weirdo.
cake,
Oyster.
Philly staple coffee cake.
Right down Schuylkill River off of Kelly Drive. They got the best oysters.
That's why I
ever
eat my
found.
oysters.
The seagulls fly in from Atlantic
I
City
don't know
and they drop them off.
Yeah. Bro, you
Them
out of
shit
pocket,
tastes like
man.
Pam's Land.
You out of
I'm
pocket.
cool with Philly oysters.
What's your favorite Philly-based food, Ro? Oh, he frozen?
Definitely a hoagie. Definitely a
A
hoagie.
hoagie? Is that Philly-based? No, that's Italian-based.
Yeah.
That's from Italy. Come on,
Unsportsmanlike
man.
conduct, please. Penalty. Get him out of here again,
You
please,
about to get a
Shannon.
delayed game, man.
Get him out of here again, please.
Biggest scoop. Delayed game.
Get him out of here
Big
again,
roll.
please. Thank you.
My favorite is the pizza pretzel with beef pepperoni. Underrated.
My kids be killing them Jones, man.
He said, Stan Tall said oysters come from Bartram Village. Yeah, hey, run it up in the comments, people. What's some of y'all favorite Philly-based?
Yeah, because Roll, I don't know what's wrong with Roll today, man.
AOG, what you get on your
I'm
cheese
thinking
steak?
about my shit.
I just get mayonnaise, ketchup, and black pepper.
What you get on your cheesesteak, Big Roll? Because that's my favorite too. I didn't say it. That's my favorite Philly-based food.
Extra mayo, fried onions, black pepper, sweet peppers.
Oh, y'all simple.
What you get on yours, Pop?
Gotta toast
Pop
that
turn
roll
his shit
too.
into a cheesesteak hoagie.
No, I don't get all that. But salt, pepper, ketchup, mustard, fried onions, and sweet peppers. I didn't say bell pepper. No bell pepper.
Sometimes I might get pickles on mine sometimes. That's as far as I'm gonna go though.
Yo,
Definitely not getting no
peppers,
fried onions.
I get sweet peppers on my cheesesteak. I
Question.
promise you. It's
I'll
delicious.
get hot peppers cooked in at times too. If they cook them in.
Big
Question.
exclusive, Alexander.
I got a question.
Hold on one second. Let me read this comment real quick. Mayo, whiz, American, onions, and red pepper. That's what Big Exclusive like from Delisandro's. Go ahead, Big Roll.
Cheese whiz don't go on no Philly cheesesteak.
Hail to the Nizar.
That's for the tourists, man.
Cheese whiz don't go on no Philly
That's only
cheesesteak.
for
I don't care what
tourists
nobody
down
says.
Pats and Geno's and shit like that.
If you get a cheese whiz on your cheesesteak,
I'm slapping it out your hand.
Cheese whiz
You
don't
getting a
go on no
flat.
fucking cheesesteak.
Anybody I see get cheese whiz on their cheesesteak and I'm out and about, I'm gonna throw this flag and it's gonna go right through and hit you in your eye like that boy 15, 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, the boy lost his eye.
He got banked from the
He
NFL.
got
that
paid
too.
for that shit though.
Yeah.
Orlando Brown.
Tore his eyeball up.
It was Orlando Brown.
So we got about 10 minutes for open conversation. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, difference maker for the Minnesota Vikings. All right, we're gonna get into that.
It's gonna be Justin Jefferson.
Who you say, Big Ro? For the Minnesota Vikings, difference maker.
The coach.
Delay a game, please. And we can't sleep on Dalvin Cook, Pop.
No, for sure. Dalvin Cook, nice.
You can't
But I
sleep
don't
on
know what he
Dalvin
got
Cook.
for this D-line, bro.
He run hard, man.
Big
That was his
exclusive
D-line,
said
though.
Cook. You know who I say? And y'all all gonna laugh.
Who, the tight end?
Nope. Somebody we ain't even mentioned today.
On their offense?
No. Well, yeah, he on their offense.
So they only got Cook, Thielen, Irv Smith, the tight end. You thinking about nut ass Rager?
Jalen
Get the
Rager.
fuck, cut it out, man.
Jalen Rager will break the game open on special teams. Watch.
Man, Jalen Rager be running in quicksand on special teams, man.
Yo, he gonna break the game open on special teams. Watch.
He gonna break it open and fumble.
But you know what, AOG, you brought it up earlier. I guess now is the time. What you wanted to say about fantasy football, man?
I mean, that was in the past. Let's talk about this ass with Shannon gonna get this week.
Oh, you got Shannon this week?
Yeah. That's
I got
a walk in the
Niners
park.
faithful. That's my man Dame in the comments.
That's a walk in the park, man. Shannon is a walk in the park this week.
Hey, are you going to adjust your players? You picking up people off the waiver and stuff?
I lunched or whatever because I got to see if T. Higgins, if he out, because he had a concussion last week.
Somebody
Other than
let
that was the only one that was questionable though.
I went and checked the free agents this week. Miles Sanders was on the free agent list. I went and picked him up. I don't know which one of y'all got him.
Did you pick him up?
Yeah, I picked him up.
Yeah.
Hell
I'm cool. I'm cool with who I got though.
Say that again.
I'm cool with who I got.
Yeah. You got some people on the bench
I got to
too.
check on T. Higgins and see what's up with him though.
But you got some people on the bench too. It might be you might want to put them in.
Not
and
this week.
hopefully they didn't play already.
No, not this week though.
Oh, all right. OG,
Yeah.
you finna get your arse whipped this week.
He's a Giant. Like nothing about a Giants fan bothers me at all. Nothing. And for a motherfucker that lost last week to be talking shit about the next week, come on, man. You just lost. Be humble, good brother.
To our viewers, while we're having this conversation, pick your game. Pick the winner lose in the points for the Eagles game today. I mean tomorrow. I don't care about the other games for the followers.
Yeah,
Right
fuck them
down
other games.
win, lose, and what's the score? Let's see what y'all got going on for us.
235.
Nut ass big exclusive. Let me see your hating ass score. You commented on everything else besides that.
I'm trying to see who we got for. I should have had this together. My bad, fellas. Carry it on real quick while I go through these notes.
I'm waiting for his pick to come in. I'm waiting for his pick to come in. I want to see.
Dame got 28-7 Vikes.
28-17
Vikings.
That's what he picked.
He's an Eagle hater.
24 Vikings 35.
What was his pick? What did he say?
28-17 Vikings.
Let's do an over-under on the points the Giants going to score this week. Do an over-under on that. What's the score of y'all game going to be?
And who they got again?
The Panthers. What's going to be the score of y'all game?
13-10. They're going to win, though.
It's going to be 9-6.
It's gonna be 3-2.
Yeah, a baseball game and shit. We went to a football game and the baseball game broke out.
Hey, Stand Tall, you saying we're gonna tie with the Vikings? Are you trolling, Stand Tall?
9-6.
Yeah,
Oh,
3-2. 3-2. And they kicked the field goal at the last minute. The last
Stand
second.
Tall, you trolling, bro? You really think we're gonna tie with the Vikings?
Oh shit! He said 9-6.
We ain't asked about the Niners.
Oh shit!
Man, when the last time the Giants scored
Baseball.
24 points?
Right. When the last time? Oh, against us, wasn't it?
Can we look that up, please? Executive producer, can you tell me the last time the Giants scored 24 points, please, sir?
Hey, Pop, you got to do that, man. From now on, get us some random New York Giants stats. Anytime Big Exclusive say something about it,
I mean, y'all can feel free to do it.
throw something out there like the New
Y'all
York
can feel
Giants
free.
haven't scored a touchdown in 8 years. Some dumb shit like that.
When the last time the Giants scored 24 points?
Yeah, you're right.
I think it was against us.
When was the last? How many games ago?
I don't know. Your guess is good as
Yeah.
mine.
Playoff
They
appearances.
only won 4 games last year. They won 4 out of 17 games.
I'm trying to see who we got this week. For week 3.
What you looking up, Pop? What you say?
I'm trying to see what guests we got coming up next week.
Oh, next week? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you lined them Jones up. I can't keep up with you, man. You know. You
Oh, you
definitely
know
lined
what
them
it
up and
was?
knocked them down. He lined them up and knocked them down like
Shout out
Brandon
to
Pin.
Pop, man. Shout out to Pop. Keep it at $1 billion and whatnot. All these dope guests that we got is because of Pop. Hey, Pop, when you gonna get us some free fucking tickets to a game or something, nigga?
Hey, man, I ain't in like that.
He asking for too much now, Pop. Like, damn,
I ain't in
boy.
like that. But I'll tell you what, speaking of that, you just reminded me of something I wanted to bring up on air to Big Exclusive. Hey, Big Exclusive, you know you could get us some media passes and we can go actually out there and interview motherfuckers. Big Exclusive Network. We get the little pass and be able to go to the press conferences and all that.
They're gonna smell the Giants. They're gonna smell that Giants fan in him and tell him to get out of town before sundown.
Oh, see, they gonna let him in the building.
Hold up.
Because he got the $35 words. They gonna let him in the building.
Offsides, big roll. I know you ain't mean to, but I had to because we run out of time. Big Exclusive said the email was already sent last week for the media.
And they smelled it. They smelled the New York Giants cologne on it, and they ain't respond.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, listen, man. Y'all enjoy your football Sunday. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Philadelphia Eagles Game Day Special. Not Game Day Live, Game Day Special. You know why it's called Game Day Special? Because we special, man.
Hey, Pop, yes. Guess what?
What's that?
Roll got more flags than me today.
He damn sure did. Bro, that was your fourth flag.
I might got more penalty yards, but he got more flags than me.
Yeah, your penalties cost us the game.
15 yarders. I get 15 yarders, man. Go big or go home.
Hey, good luck to you too, Dame, on fantasy.
Next week.
Hey, fellas, another good show in the books. Enjoy y'all football Sunday and be safe. We just hit our 2-hour mark. Anything y'all want to say to the people?
Let's go, Birds.
We out.
We're running out of room for dick riders soon. No more room left. So if you playing the dick ride, a little late.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fight, fight, fight. Yo, we going all the way this year, man. We going all the way this year. Philadelphia Eagles.